Hello, princesses, and welcome back to Not Fit for Print Beauty with me, Rebecca. Today we're going to look at what's turning out to be my absolute favorite Victoria Beckham Beauty Lid Luster ever. That's right, I'm going to go out on a limb and say it. This is the new Lid Luster in Velvet. This is her brand new shade. It is $36 and it's kind of, don't worry, I'll have swatches, but it's kind of a golden olive shade that I feel is very unique and very hard to replicate. I'll show you some comparison swatches, but I think this is really kind of a beautiful one and done shade that I can't really find comparable in a single shadow, but I'm sure many of you will think of some that come in palettes. And you know, obviously if I do a comparison swatch here and you need something else, just let me know over here or over on Instagram and I'll happily put that on Instagram for you. So before we swatch this, let me just tell you that this shade supposedly represents Victoria Beckham's obsession with all things vintage, you know, well-worn jewelry and precious artifacts. That's what gives it that golden olive glimmer, you know, when gold kind of ages and gets that patina to it. That is what she is seeing here. And like I said, it is $36, a pretty price tag, a pretty steep price tag, but Victoria Beckham Beauty is of course very luxury makeup. So I want to show you just this shade, but then I want to play with it with a bunch of others, okay? So let's first of all show you on my arm just this Velvet Lid Luster from Victoria Beckham Beauty in studio lighting. Take a look at it there, very, very pretty. But wait until you see it outside in the warm California sunshine. Take a look at that. That's a pretty shade. And you think, oh, Rebecca, there's so many one and done golds out there. Really? Yeah, probably, but I don't think we're really going to beat it. So here's what I want to show you. I've got a big comparison swatch. And because I just dealt with one and done shades, I stayed with new releases because that's what you're probably trying to decide among when you purchase. I did not do shades in palettes, so that is where we might run into some dupes maybe. But let me just show you what we got here, and let me tell you, I'm going to compare this against other Victoria Beckham Beauty Lid Lusters. It's not comparable to any, and I'm going to stick a few of her Kajal liners up there as well, including those shimmer liners that she just made. But I also want to compare with the new Charlotte Tilbury Pop Shots and also the brand new MAC. They did some sparkle shades. You're not going to find a gold like it. None of these really go together, so let's take a look. All the way over to the left is that same Velvet Swatch shade, followed by Victoria Beckham Beauty Starlight Chiffon and Honey. Plus, after that, I do the pencil in her Gold Lame, her Olive. The Olive is the solid Kajal, and the Sequin Green. So again, at the top there we have all from Victoria Beckham, the new Velvet, Starlight Chiffon, Honey, then Gold Lame, Olive, and Sequin Green liners. And on the bottom row, we have the Charlotte Tilbury Pop Shot in Diamond Eyes, Sunlit Diamond, and Rose Gold. And then that real bright one at the end there is, towards my wrist on the bottom row, is MAC. So again, the bottom row is the Charlotte Tilbury Diamond Eyes, Sunlit Diamond, Rose Gold, and all the way towards my wrist on the bottom row is the MAC shade. You're not going to find any quite like it. And let me just tell you, because I think I forget to mention it in the demo, I used the olive, not the shimmer shades, but that olive liner in my waterline. Her new kind of sparkly shades, they warn about the waterline, and I'm a big chicken, so I haven't used it, but I do have her olive shade to pick up that olive green. Now, you'll notice in my swatches, I didn't do any comparison with the brand new little sparkly shadows from Give by Gwen Stefani, which I do have a bunch of, and I kind of looked at, they're just not similar enough. Those Give shades are really, truly kind of ethereal little toppers, and they don't really have as much pigmentation to them, so I did not include them here. But if there's something that you would like to see compared, or if you have in mind a shade from a particular palette, you just let me know and I'll happily swatch those for you over on Instagram, okay? All right, let's go ahead and try this on as a one and done. It's a real quick try on and a very, very pretty shade. Stay right there. Though this shade can be used over, under, mixed in with your favorite quad or palette or other one and done shade, and would be beautiful with some sort of an olive or golden matte shade. Today we're going to do it as a one and done. This would also be really pretty with some of those shimmering pencils that Victoria Beckham has done. You can also use your fingers or a brush. Fingers will prevent any kind of fallout. Will there be fallout? Not a lot, but I mean, it's a glitter. shadow and glitter is as glitter does. So I am just going to kind of put it on the eye. I think I'm actually going to enlist the help of a brush, but look at how pretty that is just on the eye like that. So I'm going to take this fluffy brush that will just help me spread it. For those of you playing along at home, this is a rougher 16. And then I'm going to go back in with that rougher 16, and I've really minimized any kind of fallout. Now I will remind viewers that in general, I am not afraid of fallout. It really doesn't bother me because it's sparkly and I like it. I wouldn't want a ton of it, but this has made so far absolutely none. And kind of starting by getting my finger in here and doing a little patting on a little layer of it before I even go in with the brush, I feel actually even helps that. Now, if you see what I'm doing, I'm also going back in and putting a little bit more of it into the crease of the eye. I have a hooded eye, so I like to get it into that crease. Yes, there is sparkle, but it has a deep enough kind of base to it, that olivey base, that works even with my hooded eyes, and I'm even going into the middle. I like these lid lusters as a one and done shade, and let's even let's switch over to a rougher number 12, and even go in here and tempt fate with the fallout by just putting a little bit under the eye as well. And I just think this is beautiful. I think this is actually one of my favorite lid lusters that Victoria Beckham has done in terms of a one and done shade. So I use her blonde and she has that onyx shade where I kind of tap it over a palette that I've used. What I really like about this is it's a super pretty one and done shade. Let me just show you here. It has dimension to it. That kind of olive base to the gold, to me, is extremely unique. And therefore, if you're looking to try a Victoria Beckham lid luster, this is the one I would actually recommend. And because it has such depth, I'm going to go out on a limb, stay with me here, and recommend it over the Charlotte Pop Shot shades, the MAC. And the Gwen Stefani Give shimmers. I hope I mentioned when I was showing swatches, is really more just glimmer. There's not a lot of, there's not a lot of shade and pigment to it. This one, and I'm going to glance into the mirror again, really has that base. So I really feel it looks as if I put a shimmer shadow over a deeper, darker shadow and it just hit right on the percentage mix of the two, if that makes sense. That makes this a perfect, in my estimation, one and done shade. And I think if you're looking for a sparkly holiday shadow, this might just be it, even over the Pop Shots and the MAC. There, I said it. But we are a community, and I certainly want to hear what you have to say. So let me know down below. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. I sure hope that you did. Hey, if you haven't already done so, make sure that you subscribe to my channel, as it helps us get the word out and keep growing. Come over and say a big hello over on Instagram and on TikTok too, and let me know any other shade comparisons that you might need. Don't forget you can join and become a member here and have access to our members only Reddit and members only lives and all sorts of fun behind the scenes stuff. And I hope to see all of you in the next video. Bye-bye.